Member for Johnston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question's a question for Minister Maley. Minister Maley, I've heard you say several times in the chamber this week, drill, baby, drill. I understand this is a quote from Trump. You said it in relation to the Territory Coordinator. Is this the leadership and economic model that you want for the Northern Territory?
Deputy
Madam
Chief
Speaker,
Minister.
thank you for the opportunity to speak about the gas industry and the mining industry. And Madam Speaker, I'm very proud to be the Minister in charge of this industry because this industry is going to bring the Territory out of the chaos and despair and absolute debt that the previous Labor government put us in. Madam Speaker, let me go back into history. Just in the last 8 years, because we know the Labor government have been in power for about 19 out of the last 20-odd years. But I'll just go back to the last 8 years. When they came in office, we had about a $1.8 billion debt. About $1.8 billion. So in 8 years, can you imagine what it would be? Would you have a rough guess? I'll tell you, $11 billion. $11 billion. That's almost, or just over, $1 billion a year. They overspent. That's what that means, Madam Speaker. It means that to cut it back down to, you might get $6 and you go and spend $7. But that's very basic. Imagine overspending each year $1 billion. Madam Speaker, if you're in a private business, whether it be a small business, a partnership or a company, if you overspent $1 billion in a year, do you know where you would be, Madam Speaker? You'd be unemployed. You'd be out the door. In fact, you'd probably be in jail. You'd probably be in jail because you cannot afford that. And, Madam Speaker, but yet, on a serious note, that's what the previous Labor government did to the Territory economy. They overspent taxpayers' money by about $1 billion a year for 8 years in a row. And the mining industry and the gas industry is going to help us get back on our feet to be able to, get this, Madam Speaker, pay for the health system, pay for the education system and pay for our police. Pay for our police to keep us safe. Because that's another story, and unfortunately I don't have an hour to talk about the community safety and how it absolutely went to the dogs under the previous Labor government. People were getting robbed, there were assaults, the crime rates are going through the roof, Madam Speaker.
Take your seat, Minister.
Remember for Barclays crime rates.
Take your seat, please. What's your point of order, Member for Johnston?
110 relevance. Is Trump the model that you want to follow for the Northern Territory? Thank you.
Minister, you've got the call.
Speaker, thank you. What I want to follow for the Northern Territory is I want to follow sound management of money. We want to manage our resources. We want to manage our money so we can afford to buy health, we can afford to buy police cars, and we can afford to buy a swimming pool. Because it's super important, Madam Speaker, that we make sure our community is safe, we rebuild our economy and we restore our lifestyle. And that is what the mining industry is going to do.
Minister, take your seat. I think the minister's answered your question in a roundabout way. But
Trump is the model that we want to follow in the Northern Territory. Thank you very much, Minister.
Minister?
Thank you, Madam. I've got 27 seconds to talk about how good this side, how good the Leah-Whanakahara government is going to look after the Territorians. We're going to keep us safe. We're going to fix the housing issue. The Minister from is going to talk about the red cars and how living in a public house is a privilege. And we need to make sure that we protect all Territorians, and the gas industry and the mining industry, the health system, all needs that. We want defence,